Hello everyone. Today we're going to be looking at a Dell PowerEdge 2650. Now this is an interesting server as I find. One, that it has 5 hard drive bays. Not an even number, but I guess that's good for maybe a RAID 5 or something, but kind of neat. Looking at the front, we can start over here. We have hard drive bay number 1 or 0 as it's labeled. We have a CD drive and then a floppy drive right below that. And what's nice about this is that it has this little pull handle that with some effort you can pull out the assembly and then easily take out the CD drive or the floppy drive, which is kind of neat. That back in. And that kind of just clicks back into place like that. Moving over, we have 2 more hard drive bays, additional 2, and above that we have a PS2 mouse keyboard port on the front, VGA, and a USB port. We also have a nice display that we'll see when I turn it on. We have a speaker. We have 2 network indicators for each one of its NICs. We have an information button, or I don't know what it's called on Dell servers, but the UUID. If you press it, it'll blink to let you know that, to make it basically just blink the display so you know that needs to be serviced or something like that. Then we have our power LED, which is blinking, which means it is currently in standby mode. Looking at the rear of the server, we have 2 power supplies there. We have dual gigabit network ports. We have dual serial ports. We have our PS2 keyboard and mouse, VGA socket, and 2 USB ports. No expansion cards in this server, but we do have a nice hole for maximum airflow. As well as this handle thing or cable management thingamabob. Opening up the server is relatively easy. You can just undo these 3 knobs on the front, and then can just, I might need 2 hands for this. Okay, I was able to slide the cover off, and if we lift that off, we can immediately see that we have some nice upside down drawings. I don't know why they put them upside down, but you know, they're there. You can easily find basic information about the server. Looking inside, you can immediately see we have 2 heat sinks in the front. So now this server has 2 Xeons. I don't quite remember the model names, but I do know that each one runs at 2.2 gigahertz, and they are both hyperthreaded, so you get 4 threads. Moving back to the RAM, we have some of an odd RAM configuration here. We got 2 1 gigabyte sticks, and then the next 2 are 2 512 megabyte sticks, and then these tall boys here are 256 meg sticks. So if you're keeping track at home, that's 3.5 gigs of RAM. Oh yeah. Now I think the server can take a maximum of 12 gigs of RAM, which is pretty cool. Looking further back here, we have our 3 PCI X slots used for expansion. Apparently they're on their own individual bus. I'm not sure if that is the card itself, like all 3 risers, but I do believe that these, at least I think 2 of these are on their own bus, and then one of them is on its own dedicated bus. Correct me if I'm wrong. Moving over here, we have the SCSI RAID controller card, which is kind of nice there, or the RAM cache card for the RAID, I'm sorry. 2 fans. Moving back in front of the RAM, we have an additional fan for the PCI slots. Yeah, we also have dual power supplies. which quickly move to the back of the server, unplug one, maybe. There we go. It's kind of stubborn to come out. It's kind of long too. Got a better look at that. Try not to cast a shadow over it too. Do my best. Now if it'll focus, looks like we have two 502 watt power supplies. Pretty beefy, I guess, for a server like this. And of course they are redundant. Alright, moving to the front, back to the hard drives, you can see them here. Also interesting is that they have these internal SCSI ports. I'm not sure if you could add more hard drives than this port, which I don't exactly know what that does. Another SCSI over here. Theoretically, you could add like maybe like a 6th and then 7th hard drive here. That's kind of cool. You could probably, I don't know if you'd be able to fit a full height 3.5 inch, but anywho, in this server at the moment, if we pull out this hard drive, I don't think it says on here what it is, but I do know that it is a 15 gigabyte drive, so not massive, but yeah. And I believe we have 2 installed in the system. Yep, here's another one exactly like the other one. Here's the control card for the power button and front panel connectors. Alright, I have reinstalled the evidently very shiny top cover. Yay. I can now go to turn it on. However, keen among you will have noticed that there isn't really a power button, it's just an empty spot in the server. The power button was not included with the purchase. In fact, funny story, when I bought this server, it was deemed broken and couldn't be turned on because there's no power button. I guess I can't blame that. I mean, it's kind of hard to turn on a server if you don't have a power button. However, I quickly figured out that you could get just an Allen wrench or something that you can kind of stick in there, and then you kind of just rotate it, because there is a button in there, and if I can find it, I can turn it on. There you go, and it lives. Now, as you can immediately notice, the display, which is not really coming into focus, is on, but evidently it just gives status information about the server. Yeah, now you can kind of see it now that it's orange. And it's complaining of intrusion because we were just looking in there. Oh no, intrusion. And it's fine now. But if we move over to the monitor over here, you can see that it shows our very familiar Dell logo, PowerEdge 2650. Copyright 2006. And I believe this is the latest BIOS for this server. Yeah, I did do some memory swapping before with its upgraded 3.5 gigs of RAM. My gosh. Alright, as you can see, we have our two 2.2 gigahertz processors, which are again Xeons. It's going to start up the SCSI controller here as well. Not sure if you can hear that, but it has some pretty loud hard drive noises there. I'm going to press F2 to enter setup. And we'll be patient while that happens. It does have a remote management adapter in the back, which is also very nice. Alright. Yeah, don't worry, it's not 6 in the morning. Time is wrong. There you see it takes all 3.5 gigs of RAM. Not much else to see about this BIOS. It's pretty barren. See the CPU information if you're interested. Yeah, not much to see. And it is currently running, the operating system on here is OpenSense. For those who are not familiar with OpenSense, it's basically a routering software. There's the post screen there. It's sort of, for those familiar with pfSense, this is a division off that. Well, it forked off pfSense many years ago, but so now it's their own product called OpenSense, and to be honest, it's pretty similar. pfSense, it's still based off of FreeBSD, so that's cool. Yeah, that takes a little bit to boot up. Alright, now you can see that it has started up and doesn't have any WAN or LAN IP addresses. Should actually try to autofocus. Oops. Apparently I forgot how to monitor. There we go. Anyway, as I was saying, it doesn't have any addresses here just because there's no network plugged in at the moment. And one could theoretically log in. So, nice. Yeah, but that about wraps it up for the Dell PowerEdge 2650 and its security focused power button. Yeah, I'll consider that a feature, but thanks for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day.